Students, welcome again. Ranjan Srivastav here. I am your science teacher from Ikra Primary English Medium School branch. Now I am going to start again the same chapter number 3, which is part 2 of this chapter. Students, we will now study about plant fibers in details. Let's take cotton first. Cotton. Have you ever made wicks for oil lamps? What do you use for making these wicks? This cotton wool is also used for filling mattresses, quilts or pillows. Take some cotton wool, pull it apart and look at its edges. What do you observe? The small thin strands that you see are made up of cotton fibers. Where does this cotton wool come from? It is grown in the fields. Cotton plants are usually grown at places having black soil and warm climate. Can you name the some states of our country where cotton is grown? The fruits of the cotton plant are about the size of a lemon. After maturing, the balls burst open and the seeds covered with cotton fibers can be seen. Have you ever seen a cotton field that is ready for picking? It looks like a field covered with snow. Cotton fibers are obtained from fruits of cotton plant and these fruits are called cotton balls. Cotton is mainly grown in black soil and warm climate. In India, cotton is mainly grown in states such as Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. The balls of cotton burst open when they are ripe and cotton balls then picked up either manually with hand or with harvester. But the cotton picked up from the plants has seeds in it. Thus, the cotton fibers are separated from seeds by combing them. From these balls, cotton is usually picked by hand. Fibers are then separated from the seeds by combing. This process is called ginning of cotton. Ginning was traditionally done by hand. These days, machines are also used for ginning. The process of separating cotton seeds from cotton fibers is called ginning. Ginning was traditionally done by hand. Nowadays, machines are used for ginning. We will now study about another important plant fiber, that is jute. Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. It is cultivated during the rainy season. In India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. The jute plant is normally harvested when it is at flowering stage. The stem of the harvested plants are immersed in water for a few days. The stems of root and fibers are separated by hand. To make fabrics, all these fibers are first converted into yarns. How is it done? Jute fiber is obtained from stem of jute plants. It is grown in rainy season. The jute plant needs a plain alluvial soil and standing water. In India, jute plant is mainly cultivated in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. The jute plant is normally harvested when it is at flowering stage. The stem of the harvested plant are the bundle and immersed in water for a few days until they started rotting. This process is known as rotting. The fibers are separated by hand from rotting them. The process is known as stripping. This is how jute fiber extracted. Jute fibers are extensively used to make shopping bags and gunny bags. Now student, let's see activity 4. Hold some cotton wool in one hand, pinch some cotton between the thumb and forefinger of the other hand. Now gently start pulling out the cotton while continuously twisting the fibers. Are you able to make a yarn? The process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning. In this process, fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. This brings the fibers together to form a yarn. A simple device used for spinning is a in-hand spindle, also called takli. Another hand-operated device used for spinning is charkha. Use for charkha was popularized by Mahatma Gandhi as part of the independence movement. He encouraged people to wear clothes made of homespun yarn termed as khadi and shun important cloth made in the means of Britain. To popularize and promote khadi, the government of India constituted a body called Khadi and Villages Industries Commission in 1956. Spinning of yarn on a large scale is done with the help of spinning machines. After spinning, yarns are used for making fabrics. Are you able to make a yarn? The answer is spinning. The process of making yarn from a fiber is called spinning. In this process, fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. Spinning is done manually with the charkha and takli on a small scale, whereas machines are used for spinning yarn on a large scale. Now let's see how yarns are converted into fabrics. Yarn to fabric. There are many ways by which fabrics are made from yarns. The two main processes are weaving and knitting. Weaving. In activity 2, you might have noticed that a fabric is made up of two sets of yarns arranged together. The process of arranging two sets of yarns together to make a fabric is called weaving. Let us try to weave some paper strips. Weaving and knitting are used for conversion of yarn to fabrics. The process of arranging two sets of yarns together perpendicular to each other to make fabric is called weaving. Weaving of fabric is done on looms. The looms are either hand operated or power operated. Students, activity 5, you have to read yourself. Now knitting. Have you noticed how sweaters are knitted? In knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. Have you ever pulled the yarn off from a torn pair of socks? What happens? A single yarn gets pulled out continuously as the fabric gets unraveled. Socks and many of other clothing items are made of knitting fabrics. Knitting is done by hand and also on machines. Weaving and knitting are used for making different kinds of fabric. These fabrics are used for a variety of clothing items. In knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric, unlike weaving where two sets of yarns are required. Knitting is done by hand and also on machines. So this chart summarizes the entire chapter. The fibers which are obtained from plants, animals or chemicals after spinning and converted into yarns. Yarns are converted into fabrics by weaving or knitting, and ultimately fabrics are converted into cloths by stitching. So students, let's know about the history of clothing material. Have you ever wondered what materials people used in ancient times for clothes? It appears that in those times, people used the bark and big leaves of trees or animal skins and furs to cover themselves. So I really hope that you have learned all the steps from the fiber to fabrics. So before completing this chapter, let's take a quick look at the history of clothing material. Early men used to big leaves and bark of trees, animals and king of fur to cover their bodies. After people began to settle in the agriculture communities, they learned to weave twigs and grass into mats and baskets. Once animals, fleece or hair were twisted together into long strands. These were woven into fabrics. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the regions near the river Ganga. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fibers. In ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were cultivated near the river Nile and were used for making fabrics. After settling in the agriculture communities, men learned to weave. They started weaving grass, twigs, animals' hair, vines into long strands, which were then woven into fabrics. The men became aware about the plant fibers. The early Indian wore fabric made out of cotton. In ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were used for making fabrics. But in those days, stitching was unknown. People similarly wrapped the fabrics around their bodies. In those days, stitching was not known. People simply wrapped the fabrics around different parts of their body. Many different ways of wrapping fabrics were used. With the invention of the sewing needle, people started stitching fabric to make clothes. Stitching clothes have gone through many variations since these inventions. But is it not amazing that even today sari, dhoti, lungi or turban is used as an unstitched piece of fabric? Just as there is a large variety in the food eaten all over the country, a large variety exists also in fabrics and clothing items. Even today, unstitched cloths like saris, dhotis, lungis or turbans are widely in use. When string needle was invented, people learned how to stitch fibers to make fabrics. Stitched clothes have gone through many variations since this invention. We completed this chapter. Thank you very much. Okay, bye bye.